Look at that. Overcooked on the bottom, crispy as and it looks like Gandhi's What a shame. Disgusting. What a fucking bozo.
I'll stick a GoPro up your so you can see how you are.
It's raw. It's fucking...
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Considering Dave Ramsay is most known for yelling and criticizing other people's food, I feel like I have a higher standard for what these frozen meals need to be. These need to be a step above the average frozen meal slop. If Gordon Ramsay's slapping his face on this, it better be tasty. These were actually hard to find. As far as I could tell, they only sell them at Walmart, at least in my area. There's no Walmart close here, so I had to drive like 45 minutes out. I was a little nervous that they wouldn't have it, despite it saying they had it online. Oh my God, they have so many frozen aisles in Walmart. I walked around for a while and I couldn't find them. I started to have a mini panic attack in the middle of the Walmart, but eventually I realized I had passed them. I found the Gordon Ramsay, or excuse me, Chef Ramsay frozen meals, and they had all 7 of them. Yes, there are 7 of these meals, perfect for this 1 week food content. The meals themselves are fairly varied in terms of the kind of food that you're getting, but there were a few different Italian dishes, so I decided to start with one of those. For day 1, we have Chef Ramsay lasagna with Bolognese meat sauce. Bolognese. Yeah, it's pronounced Bolognese. Lasagna with Bolognese meat sauce. I don't know why this already looks like it has like sauce on the box. Like, what is this? It's on both sides. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's leaking. Maybe there was just something in my freezer. I'm not sure, but it looks messy already. There was a different red sauce Italian meal that I'm even more excited for, so I decided to save that for later. Delayed gratification, as Hank Hill would say. But this looks pretty decent too. It admittedly doesn't look very big, and it doesn't feel very heavy, so I'm wondering if it's going to be filling or not, but we'll see.
Tender pasta sheet rolled with an herb blend of ricotta, parmesan, and romano cheese, topped with bolognese sauce and mozzarella.
It appears that they only have microwave instructions on here, and my typical rule for that is if they only have that type of instructions on the frozen meal, then that is what I do. But for today, we will start with the microwave, plus it's late anyway, and I'm hungry. I don't have barely the patience to wait 3 minutes. Wait, what? Do I have to put it in for 3 minutes and then do 3 minutes again? Oh! I'm gonna die of starvation! Let's open this. The seal's already broken, so probably gonna be fine, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look terribly big. Yeah, I'm probably still gonna be hungry after I eat this, TBH. Okay, yeah, so there's ricotta cheese in the middle of it, right? An herb blend of ricotta, parmesan, and romano, as I already read. But I don't pay attention to what other people say, much less what I say. Still a little, not thrilled about this sealing here, but it's probably fine. And I'm not driving back to Walmart to get another one. I'm gonna go cook at BRB. All right, I have the lasagna meal. Halfway through the cooking process, it wanted me to lift up the film and then fold, it said. I assume that just meant pour the sauce on top of the lasagna before putting it back in again. And I'm not gonna lie, I tasted the sauce on the spoon after I did that. It tasted pretty good. So I am low-key very excited to eat this. Low-key very? Can you be low-key very? It's something. I'm low-key insanely stoked. All right, here's what it looks like. A little toasted on the outside here. A little well done on the outside, I should say. This noodle seemed a little tough, but honestly, not picky. Looks good to me. You know what? I actually like my food a little well done anyway. Look at that. Actually, I like a little crunch on the edges. I wasn't super stoked for this lasagna one, but it smells so freaking good. I'm actually, like, cannot wait for this to cool down. That's good. That's putting a smile on my face right now. Gordon, you did all right. I mean, the noodles are insanely tough and clearly microwaved, but the actual taste itself is super tasty. Oh, it's so very... The taste is tasty. I know you guys come here for my food knowledge. Man, this guy sucks. Why does he look like that? Did you know that he pretty much wears the same 2 pairs of pants every single day? I'm here instead of that disgusting weirdo to tell you about NordVPN. This guy's not just disgusting, he's also dumb. He frequently peruses sketchy websites to download games without using NordVPN's malware protection. Did you know NordVPN blocks dangerous ads? Warned you about malware hosting websites? And checks your downloads for dangerous malware? This guy doesn't. It even warns you about phishing scams and has fake shopping scam detection. In fact, NordVPN blocks millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of scams for its users every month. It's actually pretty crazy. This guy didn't even know that. Oh my God. And it frequently scans the dark web to let you know if your credentials are up for sale. Yes, NordVPN does all of that and more, all while having the fastest VPN speeds on the planet. You can use my link below, not his. I'm taking over the channel from here on out to get an exclusive NordVPN NordVPN deal plus 4 months extra. And it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not? So become safer online with a single click today and help support this channel in the process. Just go below to nordvpn.com/Peebs. Again, that is nordvpn.com/Peebs. Thank you very much for your consideration, and thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring. The sauce is reminding me of, what's that other frozen lasagna everybody eats? Stouffer's, but way better. This feels pretty healthy even, I mean, for frozen meal standards. There's even celery bits in this, I think. I'm pretty sure anyway. It tastes like celery to me. Oh, there's a little gush of the ricotta cheese, Romano cheese mix. I used to dislike ricotta cheese. I still don't love it, but let's taste a little bit of that. It's growing on me a little bit. It mostly just doesn't taste like that much. This kind of cheese that they put in lasagna and ravioli, it's not that flavorful. But the mild taste goes well with the tangy tomato sauce. Look at that. Oh my God, it actually looks pretty good. And part of me was thinking these meals might be kind of trash. I mean, I barely even had heard of them before, and you can only get them at Walmart. I mean, if you can only get something at Walmart, how good can it be? But this is setting my expectations pretty high. This sauce is very sweet and delicious. I can't decide how much added sugar is in this. Is there any added sugar? I'm looking it up. I've left the box in the kitchen. Walmart.com. It would literally take me less time to go find the box, but instead I'm just gonna look it up. Only 3.6 stars? Dude, Walmart customers are picky over here. Also, that is crazy. There is less than 1 gram of added sugar, and it's still super tasty. I was gonna say it tastes sweet, but not like insanely sweet. Like a lot of pasta sauces, you can tell they add a lot of like granulated sugar or whatever. This tastes more natural. Damn, that was good. Doesn't hurt that I was really hungry, but that hit the spot. Yeah, 3.8 reviews on Walmart.com. That's insane. I think that is easily, like, I'm torn between A and S tier. That was good. I mean, obviously we're talking frozen food standards here. I think I will give it an A because the noodles were a little tough. It doesn't bother me that much personally, but I think a lot of people would dock at points for the tough edges on the noodles there. The taste of the sauce was just so delicious that it makes up for it for me, especially considering there was barely any added sugar. That's nuts. Man, I'm excited for this week now. A lot of times we're doing these like freaking KFC Lunchables and shit. This is not gonna be a bad week for me so far. I mean, hopefully I'm not like setting myself up for disappointment or anything, but so far so good. I'm giving it an A. See you tomorrow for day 2.
You better keep it up, Gordon. Don't expect me to go easy on you.
Look at that. It's like a bison's penis. What is that shit?
Hello everyone, welcome to day 2. I have done some research. I have discovered that one, Gordon Ramsay and Dave Ramsay are actually not the same person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're 2 different people, actually. I sometimes mix the names up, but yeah. Chef Gordon Ramsay is actually not the financial guy that they made me watch in high school. There's a different person, so I will do my best to stop saying Dave Ramsay from now on, but I wouldn't count on it.
Think, big boy.
And I have also discovered Gordon Ramsay? Wait, yes, Gordon, okay. Trying to make sure I don't. Gordon Ramsay is a fraud? At least according to this random YouTube video that I saw on my home feed while I was finding ASMR videos to fall asleep to last night. I mean, I didn't actually watch the video, but apparently he's a fraud, so yeah. I'm sorry for platforming this terrible person.
You're joking, aren't you?
And I am retroactively striking down my A ranking of that lasagna. It's an F. Every meal from here on out from Chef Dave Ramsay is an F. But nonetheless, we must carry on. And I have the second meal today, the chicken pot pie. There's that scumbag fraud right there on the box. And his Wii game isn't even good. Did you know that? Honestly, that's the worst thing he's ever done. I can't think of a worse crime you could commit.
Hey, Panini Head, are you listening to me? You're gonna kill someone. You've just contaminated the town.
This chicken pot pie looks pretty tasty on the front. I will say, though, I'm pretty sure those are mushrooms, those little black bits there, and it does say that there is mushrooms in this. Yeah, I'm less picky than I used to be, but mushrooms are still one of those things. I just pretty much refuse to eat them. Unless they're really, really small or something, I'd prefer to just not know they're in there. I don't want any gross, dirty fungus in my food, but that's just me. But, you know, this is my job, so I'll make do. I will manage. I'm hoping that they are at least as small as they look in this picture here. I can say right now that this looks good. The creamy vegetable chickeny part looks good. There's no way this, it looks like a biscuit, but the top of this pie is going to be good in the microwave. But we will see.
A classic comfort dish of oven-roasted tender white meat chicken with a medley of vegetables combined in a creamy gravy topped with flaky, buttery, just butter, no E at the end, pastry.
Dude, this one was even sealed all the way around. That's nice. It looks like a pita bread on the top. That is not what that looks like. It looks pretty thin. Maybe it'll puff up. We'll see. All right, let's throw this bad boy into the microwave. 5.5 to 6 minutes, or until the center of the dish reaches 165. Then we will remove the bowl and let it stand for 1 to 2 minutes. I'm gonna do something like that. That's roughly what I'm thinking.
I'm back.
I'm not gonna lie, as this was heating up in the microwave, it smelled really, really good. My dog even came around and peeked across the corner. What you got? Smells pretty good. But will it taste as good as it smelled? Well, actually, let's smell it again. Maybe now it smells bad somehow. You can cut that out if you want to. See, no, keep that in. That was an amazing line. That's got to stay in. Everybody's liking and subscribing now because of that. Let's reveal. Well, it doesn't look good. Again, I'm not sure how you really make a good hot pie crust in the microwave. Maybe you don't. We'll see. All right, let's give it a taste. Just heat checking there. If this is home cooked, I'll dance around this office stark bollock naked. If this is home cooked, I will fucking kill myself. If this is home cooked, I will fucking kill anyone watching this. I've been watching a little bit of Hell's Kitchen for my video research. That's a real line from the show. The first one, not the second two.
If that is homemade, I'll fucking dance in this restaurant tonight, start bollock naked.
Yeah, the crust is not great. Let me go another bite. Ooh, that was crunchy on the corners there. This is a dramatic recreation of the crust crunch. Okay, no, it didn't work that time. Just trust me, it looked really funny. That was closer. I'm seeing the mushrooms. Maybe I could just get rid of them. I'm really not beating the picky allegations here. Just gonna set these over here on the table. I just don't want to see them. See it like a pizza. Flip it upside down. This is the way Gordon would do it. He would want to eat it this way. I'm a little confused by this one. Kind of similar to the pasta one. The taste is actually really good, but the texture of the crust in this case, similar to the noodle, is very tough, and at least on the outside, and a little soggy in the middle. Which, I mean, you kind of want the pot crust to be crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle, but not like tough on the outside and like soggy in the middle, which is more of what this is. With the noodles on the lasagna, it didn't bother me as much. It was tough on the outside, but the inside of it was pretty perfect, you know, by microwave standards. This texture on this crust is bothering me a lot more than that one, though. The taste is still good, though. I need to try more before I can decide, before I can determine whether I'm gonna scream at this like Gordon Ramsay, or if I'm gonna do whatever he does when he's happy. I don't know if I've ever seen him happy.
Holy fuck. I'm gonna jump out the window.
The chicken is actually really well seasoned. Also tough, though. Here's some filling, and I am eating a big mushroom piece on this, just to show you that I am willing to do it. Mind over matter. It's very salty. Again, the chicken especially is super, super seasoned. Every time I take a nice big piece of chicken, and there is a lot of chicken in it, it's very well seasoned. It's not just salt. I don't know what else it is, but it's very flavorful. Carrots and peas on a bread. They definitely didn't skimp out on the mushrooms. There's a lot of them in here. Last ginormous bite. Doesn't look very visually appealing. I flipped it over. It's just easier to eat this way. I almost did a lean back. It's not lean back good, but it is pretty good. It's okay. The flavor is, again, really tasty. Super salty, a lot of seasoning. I mean, compare this to any other chicken pot pie frozen meal, and the flavor is infinitely better, at least than any ones I've tried. And I've tried a lot of these chicken pot pie meals. It's just the texture of the crust. It's flat. It's more like a flat bread. It's not fluffy like it looks on the picture, and it's very, very tough from the microwave. And again, it's like the crust covers the whole pie, hot pie, if you will. The texture being off is affecting it quite a bit, I think. I'm gonna give it a C. It's close to a B, but I will give it a C. I think if you cook this in the oven, it would be significantly better, but that's gonna go for all of these, I assume. But in particular, this one's bad in the microwave. So it's gonna be a C for me, but still better than every other chicken pot pie frozen meal I've ever had. I would put those like at more like a D, F tier usually. Not too bad. I'm thinking that most of these are actually gonna be better than most frozen meals, which is kind of not what I was expecting. I don't know why, but I thought they'd be bad. Again, I guess just because you can't really find them anywhere other than Walmart, so I figured it's just kind of like niche, like sellout kind of thing, but I don't know. These might be actually based on Gordon Ramsay's official recipes. It doesn't say that anywhere on the box, but I wouldn't be surprised if these were like the exact same kind of recipes you could get at his restaurants or whatever, just in like frozen meal form. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'll see you there. I think we're gonna have another Italian dish, or at least another noodle dish. We'll see which one I go with.
He doesn't give a f***. He's dreaming. He's standing there pissed his pants looking for his tartar, caviar, white chocolate crab. And he's just running around like a toilet brush.
Day 3, Day 3, Gordon Ramsay. Let's do it. Today we have I just call him Chef, that'll probably help. Chef Ramsay, frozen 4-cheese macaroni.
A decadent blend of mozzarella, provolone, fontina, and parmesan tossed with al dente pasta topped with golden cornbread crumbs.
A little fancy schmancy. I don't particularly love mac and cheese. I've been over this before. I mean, I like it, but I'm not obsessed with it. We've had some good mac and cheese on this channel, like the Dave's Hot Chicken mac and cheese. We've had some bad mac and cheese, like the KFC one, and and, you know, a few other ones actually. But at the end of the day, my favorite mac and cheese is just Kraft mac and cheese. The shit that my mom used to make me when I was a kid. I'm not really gonna order mac and cheese if I'm at a restaurant, definitely not. I'm not even like big on mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. Like, people do that. I mean, like, go crazy, live your life, but I'm not here for it. But maybe, I almost said Dave again, I swear to God. Gordon Ramsay's mac and cheese with apostrophe S will make me think twice about how my not love for mac and cheese. That whole part probably could have gone better, but I'm not gonna do it again. So let's see, we do this for 4.5 to 5 minutes in the microwave, easy peasy. Another one that is already venting itself for me. Yeah, I'm interested in these cornbread crumbs on the top. Like, how's that gonna be? Let's go heat it up. All right, I am back with the mac. I may not be a huge mac and cheese guy myself, but my toddler definitely is. Normally I would eat all of these myself, but I wanted to see if she, the mac and cheese fiend in the house, would enjoy it, and she did seem to. It was going very quickly on her plate. I'm not gonna lie, I was also giving her some though because she was uncharacteristically freaking out for some reason, really hungry, and had to throw some food together really quick. And this is what I was heating up, so I just gave her some. But yeah, toddler approved apparently. Let's see if it's real people approved though. I stirred it up a good bit, I assume you're supposed to, so I'm not even sure I can see the cornbread crumbles anymore. Looking pretty thick, but a little bit of creaminess to it also. I'm gonna give it a bite. I hear my toddler screaming of why I'm pretty sure it's because she wants more of the mac and cheese. Am I allowed to go give her a little bit more? I'm gonna go give her a little more. Okay, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a family crisis situation that required more mac and cheese and Daddy looking through the Lego book so we could stop crying for a second while we finished eating. It is what it is. You're getting the full uncensored Peebs day 3 here. But yes, the mac and cheese. Back to the mac and cheese. At least the amount that is left for me. I can definitely taste the cornbread. Was it cornbread crumbs, right? Golden cornbread crumbs. Whoa, fancy. I can definitely taste them mixed into the cheese. It's giving a very bready taste to the sauce. I would have liked to have tried it with the crumbs on top, not mixed in, but the cheese was all kind of on one side. It really needed to be mixed in, so I did what I had to do. Not gonna lie, I can't taste any of the 4 different cheeses specifically. You know what? There's the provolone. There's the parmesan. There's the mozzarella. And the fontina. I don't know, actually know how to pronounce that word. I'm assuming that's not right. Fontina. You know, I have no idea what fontina cheese tastes like, but I think I taste it. It's a very mature tasting mac and cheese. I mean, my toddler also liked it, but she likes any mac and cheese. I'm not sure we've given her mac and cheese that she didn't like. And it mentioned the pasta noodles were al dente. I mean, they kind of are. They're certainly not soft and squishy like most mac and cheese from the freezer would be. I'm not really sure how they managed that in a frozen meal. I'm mildly impressed. Only mildly, Mr. Ramsay. I'm just gonna avoid saying the first name from now on. I have no idea why I keep saying Dave Ramsay instead of Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay's way more famous than Dave Ramsay. This is actually really good though, and the more I eat of it, the better it is. I'm trying to think of all the mac and cheeses that we've had on this channel. We recently had Dave's, and that was very good. This is arguably better than that. I'm not gonna go out and say that it is for sure. The Dave's was a lot fresher and gooier, but I mean, for a frozen meal, this is good. These red Chef Ramsay meals are not bad at all. I'm giving it a B, and that is, again, coming from someone who doesn't really care that much about mac and cheese. So that's high praise for me. Like, I'm cleaning the bowl. I'm not even gonna give the bowl to my dog to lick. I'm licking it. It's kind of hard to lick, actually. I already said I'm licking it, so I have to do it. There we go. Now you can't call me a liar. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Gotta go put my kid to bed.
Off you fat, useless sack of fucking Yankee danky doodle shite.
Welcome to day 4. Today I will be eating day 4. Shepherd's pie with ground beef, peas, carrots, topped with cheesy mashed potatoes. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about it. I'm very hungry and I have not eaten today. When we first came up with the idea to do this video, I was looking forward to hopefully some of these being bad so I could, like, you know, yell a bunch of Gordon Ramsay quotes, we do a bunch of Gordon Ramsay edits screaming about how bad the food is or whatever, but honestly, it's been pretty top tier so far. If anything, I've been being harsher than is probably necessary because, again, I'm just matching the Gordon Ramsay energy. But unlike other shepherd's pie or other type of frozen meals like this, lots of vegetables in here. They're not just throwing in some meat slop and slapping mashed potatoes on the top. This is looking like a legit shepherd's pie here.
A classic British dish filled with ground beef and vegetables stewed in a rich tomato sauce, smothered with buttery mashed potatoes and topped with white cheddar cheese.
Let's open it up and see what it looks like. It looks like ice. Oh, look at it. Like, the potatoes are squeezed out of, like, a food squeezer. I don't know what that would be called. It's, like, squeezed out like it's icing or something. I like it. I can't really tell. I'm gonna have to wait till it's cooked. Place in the bowl in the microwave and then put in the cook for 4.5 minutes. I could probably manage that. I'll put a few hours into the kitchen. I know what I'm doing. Be right back.
Hello, dog. What do you think of Hell's Kitchen, Season 3, Episode 4? What are your thoughts? I agree.
All right, sir, here is your Chef Gordon Ramsay shepherd's pie, as well as your paper towel. Thank you very much. Ah, f off, you fat, useless sack of fucking Yankee-danky doodle shite. Okay, I have the pretty delicious smelling. Let's open it up and reveal the contents inside. Huh. This one doesn't look as good as the other ones, I have to say. A little wet.
It's pathetic.
Hopefully it tastes better than it looks. I can see one single pea. Oh, no, there's another one. All right, I got a spoon for this. Let me know in the comments, would you eat a shepherd's pie with a spoon or a fork? Personally, I'm on team spoon. And don't even try to say spork. I don't have any patience for you centrist coward fuck. Let us try this delicious meal. All right, we got a lot of beef down there. Pretty solid bit of potatoes. Cheers. There's gotta be some sour cream in this, right? No, there isn't. I guess it's all the cheese in the potatoes. Maybe it's that white cheddar I'm tasting. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of like crunchy, almost undercooked seeming like bits in the potatoes. What is that? Is that an onion or is that a piece of uncooked potato? But yeah, other than that weird like undercooked onion or whatever that crunch was, kind of off-putting. The taste is definitely good. The mashed potatoes are super cheesy and flavorful. I feel like that's what I've said for every single one of these. Very flavorful. When you think of a frozen meal, you think of like, what are the cheapest frozen meals? Like Banquet, one of those like Salisbury steak things. The gravy on those kind of tastes like salt, I guess, if even that, and the rest of it's just like mashed potatoes and meat and complete, like no flavor at all. These are definitely not lacking in flavor. It's really not very visually appealing though, I will reiterate that. Not as many vegetables as I was hoping either. There's a few peas. Oops. Good thing I actually brought a paper towel this time. Or excuse me, my waiter brought me a paper towel. Thank you very much, sir, by the way. Oh, f off. It doesn't look very good on the side here, but I actually love this kind of like crispy burnt edges. Yeah, those are good bites. It's definitely a slop of a meal. Shepherd's pie is a British food, right? That's my assumption. It does seem very British. Just kind of throw some mashed potatoes and meat into a bowl or a plate. I'm not hating though, I do like shepherd's pie. I definitely take shepherd's pie over a lot of British food I see on the internet. All right, well there's that. These dishes are a little bit simple. I don't have that much more to add. They're mostly just one dish in like a bowl, but not too bad. Probably my least favorite one so far. I think I might have even liked the mac and cheese better than this one. Feels a little harsh to me, but I think I'm gonna have to give it a C. The taste is definitely there. The texture's kind of weird. Some of the vegetables felt like crunchy and like almost like they weren't cooked enough. A little sloppy, a little like visually unappealing. The thing I really did like though, the potatoes were very cheesy. Like I said, I thought there was sour cream in them at first, so that's how flavorful they were. Take a shot every time I say flavorful in this. I mean, don't do that actually. I don't want to get sued. That was a joke. All right, what are we doing tomorrow? It's, I think we have some kind of Alfredo Italian dish, I think. Whatever it is, I'll see you there.
Come here, you fucking sweatbox. Come here. Chef, dry the forehead. Yes, chef. Yeah, you look like a fucking nun watching porn.
Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to day 5. On day 1, we did the red sauce beef lasagna. That one was really, really good, honestly. I should have put that as an S tier. I feel like I was being a little harsh with the A. Well, we're doing another lasagna today, but it is not red sauce beef lasagna. It is Alfredo lasagna with chicken. Tender pieces with the creamy blend of 3 cheese delicately rolled in lasagna sheets, covered in a rich Alfredo sauce spread with a mozzarella seasoned breadcrumb. I've never been a huge Alfredo chicken person. My brother was always ordering it at restaurants all the time. Just seems very boring and doesn't really taste like much from my experience. But considering all of these frozen meals have been very, I'm trying to think of different words other than flavorful. Google flavorful synonyms. Yummy, delectable, appetizing, mouth-wateringly heavenly. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, they were good. We'll just stick with yummy. Maybe this chicken Alfredo lasagna will surprise me. Maybe it won't be bland as shit. Reveal the contents inside. There it is. This is what it looks like. Let's put it in the microwave. Vent the film high on 3 minutes. Peel back the film. Coat lasagna in the sauce. Film back of the something and put it on the high minute 3 minutes on 65 degrees. I got the pasta. Steamy. Do we at least have some herbs, some green on here to make it look less pale and white? I've seen restaurants that have their chicken Alfredo just like sprinkled with seasoning salt all over it just to give it some, I don't know, color and taste. Definitely a lot of cheese. I think this is this cheese is gonna be pretty scrumptious. It's still connected with the cheese umbilical cord. There we go. We cut the cord. Oh, you wanna try? You wanna try some? Yeah, you can go ahead. You just go ahead. Go ahead, try some. There you go. There you go. Just take it. Just like. Just kidding. I'm gonna eat it. Dork. This is like stuck on the bottom. Chef.
What are you trying to do? Lose your virginity?
Yeah, my lasagna. It's sticking to the plate.
You're scaring me. You look like the female version of fucking Hannibal Lecter. Put your fucking tongue in and concentrate.
And it still had the umbilical cord attached when it was served to me, just so you know.
I mean, fucking hell.
Amateurs.
Look, I've got raw pasta. Look at it. It's standing up straight. Look, madam. It's like a fucking thong left over from a fucking night out in Vegas. Come on!
I almost forgot there was chicken in this. I'm only just now getting to some. It doesn't seem to be much chicken. Maybe that's why it called it Alfredo lasagna with chicken as opposed to chicken Alfredo lasagna. Yeah, there's like that tiny little piece of chicken there. Can you even see that? That's pretty much it. The sauce is really salty. It might be whatever kind of cheese it is in there. One of the kinds of cheeses that are in there. I can't remember. Okay. Well, it definitely doesn't need seasoning salt. I'll give them that. I'm not loving it, but it's not terrible. It's certainly no day one lasagna. Here's a piece of chicken right there. You can definitely taste some of these herbs, whatever this herb is. Some greeny flavors in there. It's not bad. It's definitely acceptable. I'm just not loving it. I'm having a hard time ranking these because I'm not like insanely impressed with this, but it's certainly better than most of your like typical basic chicken Alfredo frozen meals that you might get. But it's not like so much better that it's blowing me away, if that makes sense. I'm gonna have to give it a C, just a C. If there was more chicken, it'd probably be better for me. Again, I'm not a huge chicken Alfredo person to begin with, so take what I say about it with a grain of salt. Tomorrow. Let's go to tomorrow.
What in the is going on?
Hello, welcome back to day 6 of Chef Gordon Ramsay. Today we have another Italian dish, another noodle dish. Cheese ravioli, spicy cheese ravioli. I'm assuming it's spicy with red pepper flakes or something? I'm not really sure. So yes, this is the 3rd Italian dish, the 4th noodle-based dish. We have something very different tomorrow, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more variety. Mr. Gordon, Mr. Chef, like, I don't know, maybe a some kind of Asian dish or something that could have been nice. No Asian dishes in the entire Chef Gordon Ramsay library of frozen meals. I don't want to say racist, but I mean, someone should. You better watch out, Mr. Gordon. I am officially sending the Peebs army after you.
What?
But on the positive side, I did really like the red sauce lasagna at the start, so this is probably gonna be good also, at least I'm hoping.
Ravioli filled with a blend of ricotta, mozzarella, romano cheese and served in a hearty marinara sauce with parmesan and a hint of Calabrian chili. Calabrian. I love that guy. Calabrian chili, I'm assuming. Can I get some of that Calabrian chili in my pasta, please? Let's go make this in the microwave. 3 minutes, pour the sauce on top of the noodle, and then another minute and a half. So it's pretty similar to the other ones. I'll be right back. Alright, I have my spicy ravioli microwaved with cheese. Here it is. Smells pretty good. We've got some herb thing, kind of green stuff. That's gonna be basil, probably. It didn't seem like there was a lot of sauce when I was pouring it after the first microwave session, but now that it's actually out of the microwave all the way finished, it seems pretty decent sauce ratio, except for this one. This one's kind of a nudish. Alright, let's try this. I'm not usually a big cheese ravioli person. As I mentioned before, I don't love ricotta, but mozzarella and Romano cheese. My favorite sitcom character, Ray Romano. He's in the ravioli. Is that gonna still be in the video by the time Toasty's done editing it? I'm gonna guess yes, but only because I'm saying this right now. Otherwise it would've got cut. Toasty, cut all the stupid things I say, please. Well, there would be no video left, so maybe keep some of it in. I take a bite now. Similar to the lasagna on the first one, the noodles are surprisingly well cooked, like not overcooked, except for the edges. The edges, it's hard to get that right, I guess. Those get a little tough, but like the middle part of the ravioli is very al dente. Let me taste more of this spicy sauce. I don't know how spicy a Calabrian chili is, but it's not that spicy, really. A little too spicy to like feed to a toddler or something. They would probably freak out if you were giving them that. Oh, well, no. There's a little bit of kick. It's coming in. Yeah, my kid would be doing this if I fed it to her. Made that mistake once. I actually bought a different pasta sauce that had red chili flakes. And I got the panic arm wave. This is definitely panic arm wave level of spicy, but for me, it's not much. I would actually like it a little bit more spicy, personally. The sauce is very good, though. You can actually taste the tomato, all the actual ingredients used in this, as opposed to like most frozen meal pasta stuff. It just kind of tastes like vague red sauce with sugar. This is real, like legit tomato sauce. Let me taste the cheese in the middle without the other stuff. A little bit of Ray Romano. Everybody loves Raymond cheese. It's not even a joke. There's no joke there. There's just the same word. Romano and Romano. That's the joke, I guess. Anyway, the cheese, very soft. Like, almost like melts in your mouth completely. Like, very little substance to the cheese, which on its own is a little weird, but in the pasta, it's good because you got the noodles to give you that texture, that chewiness. Again, I'm not a huge cheese ravioli person, but it is very, very solid. I would prefer the beef lasagna from the first day over this, but hey, not bad at all. It's a big piece of chili. Well, it's pretty small. It's a big, small piece of chili. You can definitely taste the chili in this sauce too. It's very tasty. I like that little kick that it has. And I actually am, again, fairly impressed with these meals. I was kind of not expecting much from them, but they really are cut above other frozen meals that basically every other frozen meal that I can think of. I can think of a few go-to frozen meals that I like that are tasty, but not like high quality. This is both high quality and tasty. And what I'm assuming is relatively healthy compared to most other ones. It still has a lot of sodium and stuff like that, obviously. Actually, this one has fairly low sodium compared to the other ones. Only 27% of your daily value of sodium. That's not bad at all. Of course, it's also less calories overall, so it's just it's a less filling meal compared to the other ones. I assume because there's no meat in it. But yeah, I feel like I've been giving these pretty low ranking as far as the tier rankings. If these were put with every other frozen meal, these would be much higher. Like, I'm just doing this kind of based on their own merit, and I said it would be a little more strict because it is Gordon Ramsay. But I think it's lived up to the name so far. I'm excited for the one tomorrow. Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Especially for a, well, not vegan. There's just cheese in it, obviously. But vegetarian meal. And despite only being 390 calories, it was fairly filling. I mean, I don't need anything else. And I'm a large, well, somewhat large. I'm a tall man. I normally do eat a decent amount, despite what some people tell me on the internet. But I am quite satisfied. I'm gonna have to give this, again, even though I'm not a huge cheese ravioli person, I'm gonna have to give this an A. The sauce in particular is very tasty. I like the meltiness of the cheese. The noodles are somehow al dente in a microwave meal. Like, it's pretty nuts. In fact, I'm gonna have to retroactively upgrade my day one ranking of the beef lasagna. I'm gonna have to retroactively give that an S. I think because it was the first day, I didn't just want to throw out an S. Like, I felt like, I don't know, it's like those blind rankings where you don't know what's coming and you have to rank it as it comes. It was a kind of situation like that. That lasagna, that beef lasagna, that is definitely an S tier, even if I'm ranking it on a curve with all of these other meals, especially if we're throwing other, like, banquet kind of frozen meals into it. That's an S. This is an A. I'll see it tomorrow for what will hopefully be another S. We'll see.
Right, well, I'll get you more pumpkin. I'll ram it right up your f***ing up.
It is day 7. Thank you very much for sticking with me through this week. I have saved what I thought was going to be the best, possibly my favorite meal of the week for last. I only just realized something about it though, so that's gonna be a problem. I have the slow roasted beef with red wine sauce. Unfortunately, one of the things inside of it is mushrooms. A lot of mushrooms, actually. And as we discovered on the shepherd's pie meal, they weren't skimping out on the mushrooms, so I'm assuming there's actually gonna be a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy about that. We'll see if I actually manage to eat even one of these mushrooms. At least they are fairly large, so I could pick them out. Sorry, I try my best to not be picky on these videos, but it is like my #1 least favorite thing to eat is mushrooms. But yes, this isn't a red wine sauce, so I thought it could be nice if I got a nice glass of red wine to go along with this dish. Unfortunately, I forgot to get wine, so I will have to substitute wine for this toddler's juice box grape juice. And then I remembered I also don't have any wine glasses anymore because I broke all of them, so I'm gonna have to replace the wine glass with the Sonic G Fuel mug. So, you know, not exactly as classy as my initial plan, but we're just gonna have to make it work. Pouring this with my U2s in the background. This is just pure class. I'm sure Chef Gordon Ramsay would be proud. Cheers. This nice desk has really seen a lot of abuse over the years. No sugar added. All right, I don't love mushrooms, but I do love me some slow roasted beef and gravy with potatoes. Looks like we got some carrots or something in there too. Slow roasted tender cuts of beef in a savory wine sauce with bacon, carrots, mushrooms, and pearl onions, served with seasoned potatoes. You know what? F it. I'm still excited anyway. Let's see what it looks like. Sometimes I forget to open it before I go to the kitchen, but I didn't forget this time. I mean, I am feeling a little bit tipsy from my wine, but I'm holding together.
There it is. I'm really curious how tender this is gonna be. Look. Oh, nope. Okay. Yeah, every single time they it's like, it's gotta be intentional, right? It's like 5 out of 7 of them. All right, just 5.5 to 6.5 minutes. That's pretty much it. I'll be right back. All right, I have received my meal. It was cooked by Chef Dave Ramsay himself. I've got my wine. You gotta get a little spin, air it out or whatever. I feel like I am physically in Chef Gordon Ramsay's restaurant with Chef Gordon Ramsay sitting right behind me, just anxiously waiting to hear what I have to say about his food. He lives to please me. Man, it smells good. That is so steamy. Well, they smell good. It doesn't really visually look very good, though. I mean, it's definitely brown looking. Spread this gravy around, mix it up. I'm luckily not seeing that many oh no, right as I say it, there's a mushroom. We got potatoes, mushrooms, there's little bits of carrots. I can't see them that well, but there's one. And we got a decent helping of this, what is it, slow roasted beef. I'm very curious, how tender is this beef here? It did rip apart pretty easily. I'm gonna try the beef. Actually, first I'll try a potato, just with some gravy. A lot of seasoning in this gravy. The potato is not great. It does taste very similar to other frozen meals that have potatoes in them. Slightly better. I do like that the skin is on it. The gravy, though, is pretty good. Potatoes are like flavor sucks, though. It's almost hard to taste anything on a potato. Yeah, the gravy is definitely good. Very curious about this roast beef. Or excuse me, roasted beef. I don't know if there's a difference. Going in. A little fatty, but not necessarily in a bad way. I'm not personally a humongous fan of super fatty meat, like steak and stuff. You may ask, what am I a fan of? Good question. Frozen pizza, pretty much. Pretty tender, but it wasn't like an offensive level of fatty. That was a good piece. There's definitely little bits of fat on all of these pieces. Surprisingly tender for a microwave meal. Like, it's pretty much falling up off the, well, there's no bone. It's falling apart pretty easily. That's not bad. My compliments to the chef. I am afraid of these mushrooms, though. Even though I do imagine they'd add a pretty nice flavor. It's not necessarily the flavor of mushrooms that grosses me out. It's just like the fungusness. It's the fact that it's fungus. I'm already anticipating the army of mushroom defenders in the comments. I have no beef with you. I wish I liked mushrooms, but I just don't. I will give it a try. I'll get the biggest mushroom I can find. There it is. Just so you guys know, I'll prove that I'm not a complete pussy. It's okay. I loved it. It was great. It was great. I enjoyed that. My favorite part was how rubbery it was and how I couldn't like actually chew through it. That was my favorite part, is about how it lingered in my mouth for a very long time and I was not able to get rid of it. That was the best part. Actually, I couldn't honestly tell you if that is a good mushroom or not. I don't really eat mushrooms, so I can't tell you if it was a good one. I didn't like it though. It was very rubbery. We theoretically have some carrots in here. There's one. And there's a pearled onion. So I used to hate onions too when I'm a kid, but I've grown up. Just not all the way. Eventually, I'll probably like mushrooms, but I haven't quite grown up all the way yet. So if you're making fun of me in the comments, I agree with you. I am pathetic. I feel like every bite of this roasted beef, it gets better. I don't know what it is. I'm just picking a better piece each time. They're so tender. They're so tasty. Or excuse me, I'm trying to think of a different word other than flavor. They're so mouth-watering, and there's even like tasty bits of charred meat on there. Oh, on some of them. Like, look at that. That is microwaved dryness. By far the toughest piece that I've eaten in all of this so far. But if you told me that that was slow roasted in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen by Gordon Ramsay himself, well, I wouldn't believe you. At least if I was sober. But if I had like a few drinks, I might believe you. That's so good. That was quite good, I'm not gonna lie. Finished it up, I didn't eat some of the mushrooms, but it's okay. Toasty won't include that. I'm actually baffled at how good that roast beef is in there. It's genuinely tender. I mean, that would have been fairly tender if you had cooked it fresh right in front of me, much less being a frozen meal that was cooked in the microwave. My only complaint would be the potatoes were not like amazing. I actually think it would have been better with mashed potatoes. Maybe that's just me. A little less classy, I guess, but I think it would have tasted better. But other than that, that was pretty damn good. I'm gonna have to give it an A for sure. All of these meals were surprisingly good. Again, I feel like I was slightly critical because it was Gordon Ramsay, but compared to other frozen meals, these are really tasty. I would recommend trying them if you get a chance. I mean, I can't think of very many frozen meals that I've had where it didn't feel like they needed more salt. These were very well seasoned. And as much as I wanted to rant about Gordon Ramsay and give him a taste of his own medicine, I can't lie. These were great. And unlike some of the fast food videos and stuff that we've done, I didn't even feel that bad during the week. I felt perfectly fine. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the like button as well. And check out a couple other 1 week videos. We've got a frozen meal as well as maybe like a fast food 1 week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.